Hi, welcome back to our Hallway Pass podcast.
Your name?
Oh, sorry. Can we start over?
Yeah.
I think that was okay. Hi, welcome back to the Hallway Pass podcast. I'm Lena.
I'm Jenna, and these are our guests from Connect.
I'm Quinn.
And I'm Matthew.
Wow.
Okay, wonderful.
Okay, so today we're going to be asking questions about what it was coming from Connect to DaVinci Design and any advice you guys would want to give. So first question. Coming from Connect, would you say that your experience coming into this high school was different than others?
Yeah, I definitely would say it's a lot different than I think most people that I saw went here. I mean, I knew Quinn and a couple other people that went to Connect, but that was it. And I know most people came from Dana, so it felt like everybody already knew each other and it was just me that knew nobody. So in a way it was a lot different, where this felt like a giant school to me compared to Connect, to probably some other people it felt like a smaller school. Although I did know some things about the school, how it worked kind of with POLs and stuff.
Yeah, kind of like what Matthew said. I think it was hard in some ways, but easier for us because we went to Connect and we knew about POLs and exhibition as opposed to people that came from Dana. But the only thing was we didn't really know anyone, but most people came from Dana, so they knew each other. And yeah, it was a little bit harder to make friends.
Yeah, so I think socially it was probably a lot harder, but academically I think it wasn't too difficult for us, other than going 5 days a week and more homework and stuff.
Yeah.
What solutions would you guys pose to people who have come from Connect and have struggles making those connections with people that they haven't gone to school with?
For us, I would say, I don't know, I was never great at making friends. I was always just kind of with Quinn. I don't know. I'm trying to remember how I started to make friends. I kind of just met people for the overnighter and we kind of came along, but I'm not friends with some of those people anymore. I'm still talk to them, but so I don't know. You just kind of meet people and you see if you match with them.
I would say just put yourself out there and just start talking to people, because people have friends already, but everyone's still a freshman and they want to make more friends, and everyone's nicer than you think. So just putting yourself out there and talking to people, and even sitting with them at lunch, no one's really going to judge you that much. So
yeah, it's definitely it's okay to talk to people. It's majority of the people I think here are very nice. So
oh wow.
Wonderful.
I think a very good point to make to our lovely audience is that the overnighter is a really good
Yeah.
place to make friends.
That's where I made a lot of my friends, or at least freshman year. The friend group that I had, we met them at the overnighter.
Any ninth grade experience, any ninth grade trip is essential.
Yeah, go to the overnighter.
Attend whatever events or anything. You will meet people that you never thought you would talk to before, and they will be with you for
I know people
a while.
who became couples from the overnighter.
I did too. I have to agree. The overnighter was I feel what brought me out of my shell, I guess, because I got to see everybody else having fun, and it wasn't just in a school setting where it's you have to work together. You're actually enjoying your time together as people, you're just waiting in line to go on the zip line or whatever, and someone's there and they're I'm so scared, and then you're oh my gosh, me too, and then you can bond over it.
Lena, we didn't even mention, how is it coming from being homeschooled to coming to design?
Terrifying. Because you start off with no friends at all. I didn't know anybody, and all of my friends from the sport that I did went to science, so I didn't know anybody at all. And it was really anxiety inducing because I rarely had any interactions with people before coming to design. So I was in class oh my god, and I didn't know what I was doing, and I was really stressed out because I didn't know how to take notes. And exhibition and POLs were terrifying because it was so many people in one crammed space. So I was I'm not used to being within more than 5 feet of one person. There are 10 different people near me, and I don't like it. It was really overwhelming. So it can be really hard, but you get used to it. That sounds really bad, but you gotta learn to get used to it, roll with the punches.
Is there any question you would want to ask them?
I mean, like, you
I
don't
actually
have
have
to.
a question for
Oh,
you.
me?
How did you overcome big crowds and stuff being a new student from Da Vinci? Because you came from homeschooling. You didn't really have to present. You didn't really have to do like group projects. You came from being yourself to doing community. How did you overcome that sense of being nervous and being around crowds and doing big exhibitions?
I mean, I had a therapist.
Use your school counselor, use your therapist, a
Yeah.
tool.
I had a therapist, and so she like helped me a lot with that, and like she helped me like work through all of my anxiety and stuff like that to make sure that I could actually get through everything without like having a panic attack, because like that's what would happen. Like I'd go into the bathroom and I'd like have a panic attack if there was too many people because I didn't like it. It was too stressful. But like just utilize the resources that you have is my suggestion. You know, if you have a therapist, use it. If you have a school counselor and it's not just about your boyfriend, use them. Okay? Use them for important stuff, not just your boyfriend, because the seniors need them for college. Yeah.
Speaking from experience.
Yeah. Yeah. That's about it. Just utilize your resources.
Did any of you guys have like that issue of like, oh, I'm not used to being around so many people?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like necessarily being around so many people, or just not really knowing anybody for me. But I mean, like kind of you were saying, like you do just kind of get used to it. Like I remember freshman year, even though I did POL as an exhibition, like I was still nervous to present, and it's just because you don't know anybody. Like obviously, a senior year, like I know everybody, I'm comfortable presenting because I have been all 4 years. So once you do it a couple times and you start to know the people, it's not as nerve wracking as it is the first time.
For me, Connect was a lot smaller, even smaller classes. So
Yeah.
going to design felt big, even though it's super small. But it felt big because bigger classes and all of the people I didn't know. So it was a little bit scary. And I was nervous a lot, and like it was hard to meet some people. But it does get better. It gets easier as the years go on. It was a little bit hard with COVID because it literally ended our
Yeah.
freshman year, but yeah, that's
Yeah. And I think the school itself just does a good job because so much is group work and stuff. You're pretty much forced to like talk to people and work with them.
Mhm.
So I know a lot of times like I was just working with somebody and now I know them. You know?
Mhm.
So, yeah.
So would you feel like Connect prepared you better for coming to a project-based school like this because you guys are used to it?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I chose to go to Da Vinci, just because I came from Connect and we've been doing project based for our entire life. So I was too scared to go to like a big public school. So it's definitely easier, I would say, coming from Connect. Prepared, I don't know, because we didn't get graded or anything in middle
Really?
school. No, so
I
when
didn't
we
know that.
no, they don't do grades. So
I think
when
they
we
do now, kind
they
of.
do.
Not like
Wow.
exact grades, but
Oh.
like
I don't know. So coming into high school was like 5 days a week and like tests and homework and like not that it was a lot, but like to us it was kind of a
Yeah.
lot. And
Yeah.
also getting graded, it was like weird because we weren't used to it, and
That's crazy.
it definitely added stress because I'm like, oh, now I need to get an A instead of just like doing my
Yeah.
work and
Yeah.
having nothing. So
yeah, I mean I think it prepared us in a lot of ways, but also like Quinn was just saying, like with grades, like I would just show up to school and do my work, and I wasn't like, oh, it doesn't matter because I mean I always did good just because I'm a good student, but
Okay.
no offense. I mean I did decent, like I just didn't like not care at all. Like here's like I actually need to try to get a good grade. You know, it actually matters
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
But I think in a lot of ways, like obviously with project based learning, I was used to like working as a team and doing this project instead of just like an essay or something. But also like definitely with like just the basic school stuff like grades 5 days a week was the hardest part.
How did you guys like transition? Like you struggled with the work, but like how did you overcome like struggles with it? Was it just like, oh, like I did it?